Before we begin, it is important to know what countable nouns and uncountable nouns are. Basically, nouns that you count, such as trees or books, these are countable. 1 book, 2 books, you can count books, so book is a countable noun. Nouns that you cannot count, such as rain or love, these are known as uncountable nouns. You cannot say 1 rain or 2 rains, so the word rain is an uncountable noun. See our video about countable and uncountable nouns for more details and examples. Before singular countable nouns, we can use a or an, which are both indefinite articles. A is used when the next word starts with a consonant sound. A book, a dog, a house, a university. The start of the word university sounds like U, a consonant sound. An is used when the next word starts with a vowel sound. An apple, an egg, an orange, an hour. The letter H in this word is silent, so it sounds like it starts with a vowel. For more information, see our video about the difference between a and an in English. Let's look at this summary chart. It is divided into singular countable nouns, plural countable nouns, and uncountable nouns. I will explain each part in a moment. I have a flower. Flower is a singular countable noun. It is an affirmative sentence. And we use a because the word flower starts with a consonant sound. I have a flower. The next one, I have 2 flowers. Flowers is a plural countable noun. Since flower is a countable noun, we can use a number before it. I have 2 flowers. But if we don't know the exact number, we can say, I have some flowers. I do not specify the quantity, or maybe I don't know the exact quantity. So I use the word some. I have some flowers. Some is used because flowers is a plural countable noun, and this is an affirmative sentence. But what happens if the sentence is negative? We say, I don't have any flowers. Why do we use any? Because flowers is a plural countable noun, but it is also in a negative sentence. So we say, I don't have any flowers. Some and any are used to refer to an indefinite quantity of something. Let's look at some more examples. Remember, some is for affirmative sentences and any is for negative sentences. I need some new shoes. We use some because shoes is a plural countable noun and it is an affirmative sentence. What would the negative be? I don't need any new shoes. Any is used because it is a negative sentence. She wants some grapes. Some because it is an affirmative sentence. What would be the opposite of this sentence? She doesn't want any grapes. any is used because it is a negative sentence. Until now, we have only seen countable nouns. With uncountable nouns, we also use some or any. The same rules apply, some for affirmative sentences and any for negative sentences. Milk is an uncountable noun. We need some milk. We use some because we don't specify an amount and it is an affirmative sentence. How can we make this a negative sentence? We don't need any milk. Now look at this example. We need a bottle of milk. Why don't we use some here? We use a because we're counting bottles and not milk. We are specifying the number of bottles, in this case, 1. We use some with plural countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Some more examples with uncountable nouns. I'd like some sugar, please. You can't count sugar. Sugar is an uncountable noun. You can count teaspoons of sugar, but there you are counting the teaspoons and not the sugar. Though sometimes you may hear people say, "I'll have 3 sugars in my coffee, please." But that is because they are still referring to the teaspoon of sugar and not the sugar itself. How about a negative sentence? I don't want any sugar, thanks. Sugar is uncountable and we use any because it is a negative sentence. Another example, help is uncountable. So we say, he needs some help, which is an affirmative sentence. The negative would be, he doesn't need any help. Now we need to look at questions. We normally use a and an with singular countable nouns and any before plural countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Let's look at the following examples. Did you have an accident? We use an because accident is a singular countable noun. Do you have any questions? We use any because the word questions is a plural countable noun. Does he need any help? We use any because help is an uncountable noun. So, as we have seen, we normally use any with questions. However, there are 3 main exceptions. When we offer something, when we ask for something, and when we suggest something. Here we use some instead of any. Let's look at some examples. Would you like some cake? Here I am offering cake. When we offer something, we use some. Notice how I am not specifying the amount of cake that I am offering. Can I have some cake, please? I'm asking for some cake, so we use some in the question instead of any. Why don't we buy some cake? Here we use some because I'm making a suggestion. You can use some and any in a sentence without a noun after it if its meaning is clear or obvious. I didn't eat any chocolate, but Peter ate some. What does some mean here? Some at the end of this sentence means some chocolate. We don't write or say the word chocolate again to avoid repetition. I took lots of photos, but Emma didn't take any. What does any refer to? Any at the end of this sentence means any photos. Why did we use any instead of some? Because it says Emma didn't take, which is negative, and we use any with negative sentences. I bought some grapes. Would you like some? Some at the end of this question means some grapes. It is a question, but why did we use some instead of any? It is because we are offering something. It is a question that offers something. You are offering grapes. Let's practice. Complete the following dialogue using a, an, some, or any. Pause this video so that you have time to complete this exercise. When you are ready, click play again to hear the answers. Let's make a fruit salad. Good idea. What do we need? We need an apple, a pear, and some oranges. We need some grapes too. I don't want any grapes in it. I hate them. Do we have any strawberries in the fridge? No, we don't. We need to buy some. We don't need to add any sugar to it.